Okay, think about those moments in your kitchen. Maybe a perfect sear on a steak or a loaf of bread that rises just perfectly. There's this kind of wonder to it all, isn't there? Almost like magic.
Totally. But have you ever really paused and thought, okay, what's the science making that happen? Like, why does it work?
Exactly. What if you could actually get that? Understand the why.
That's pretty much the question that led us into this deep dive.
Yeah.
We've been looking at edible knowledge online. It's this platform basically designed to pull back the curtain on kitchen mysteries and make food science accessible.
Details, figuring out what they're offering. And it's founded by someone with some serious credentials, which we'll get into. But what really stood out to me is why this matters, especially for, say, parents, educators, anyone trying to teach kids, really.
Yeah, it seems particularly relevant there. It looks like a really engaging way to learn about STEM subjects, but through food, which is, let's face it, pretty universal.
And fun. So, our mission today is basically to explore what edible knowledge is all about and figure out why it might be worth your attention, whether that's for your own learning or for helping others learn.
So let's start with the person behind it, Dale Cox. His background is pretty central to this. He's a professional food scientist.
Yeah, not just dabbling, like BS, MS in food science, 23 years working in the food industry. That's deep experience.
Exactly. And the story is he left that traditional path specifically to start this, to create, as their tagline says, knowledge you can eat. The individual lessons are super short, like 45 minutes each.
Oh, okay. Bite-sized.
So you can squeeze one in pretty easily, but then those little lessons build up into a full course, which might be, say, an hour, maybe an hour and a half total. You can do it in one sitting if you wanted.
That's smart. Makes it flexible. So, can we walk through an example? Like, how does a course actually work?
Definitely. Let's use their course on making rolls as an example. It seems pretty typical of their style. Often they start with a little bit of history, like a quick background, which is cool, right? It gives context before diving into the science bits.
That makes it feel less like just abstract chemistry.
Then they get into the ingredients, and not just the obvious ones you'd expect, but also the ones you might see on a store-bought package and wonder, what is that?
Ah, okay. So, demystifying the label.
Exactly. They explain what they are, where they come from, and crucially, what job they're doing in the role. They cover the common stuff too: wheat, yeast, sugar, salt, but focus on the science behind them.
Which is important. Okay, so ingredients, processing, then what?
Then they dive into the key science concepts. The info we looked at says there are over 54 core courses available right now,
54.
and they add at least one new course every single month. Plus, they've got plans for over 150 more in the pipeline.
Okay, so it's a constantly growing library. That's impressive. Are they sticking just to baking science?
No, they're branching out. Mentioned looking into hot topics, things like the differences between European and American bread, or the science behind food allergies and sensitivities.
Yeah,
Always with that science-first approach, it seems.
that's really relevant stuff. Good to see. Now, how do people actually access this? Is it paper course or?
It's subscription-based.
Yeah.
They have a few different tiers. There's the Curious Cook Core Food Science subscription. Then there's the Hungry Student subscription. This one is specifically tailored for kids and teens, ages 6 through high school.
So this is where that education focus really comes in. What's different about this one?
It includes experiment-based courses designed to be like a full semester of learning. The video courses, the experiment modules, printable guides, the works.
So options depending on your needs. And you mentioned experiments. Do they provide materials for that?
They have companion books available for some courses, which is great for offline reference. And yeah, for the younger kids in homeschool labs, they've developed these really cool Lego-style experiment kits.
Lego-style kits for food science. That sounds incredibly fun.
And it seems to be working. We saw that Edible Knowledge was voted Customer Choice First Place in 2024.
Okay, that's some strong validation. Any specific stories of impact?
Yeah, a 7th grader. She apparently used the science principles she learned to design her own cookie recipe. Yeah, a low-sugar version. She managed to cut the sugar by 20% while still making it work. That's applying the knowledge in a really practical, creative way.
That really demonstrates the potential, especially for kids.
Exactly. And that's why it feels so relevant for parents and educators. It's a way to weave STEM learning into something kids already engage with: food.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. How might understanding the science bubbling away in your own kitchen change things? Not just maybe making you a better cook, but shifting how you see the everyday world.
It's a fascinating reminder that deep knowledge and understanding can be found right there on your countertop.